Tonight we begin with the latest political developments in Uganda. A group of lawmakers have petitioned the Supreme Court seeking to reverse a lower court decision that upheld a constitutional amendment allowing long-term President Yoweri Museveni to seek re-election. Parliament, which is controlled by the ruling party, voted overwhelmingly last December to ditch the age limit of 75 for presidential candidates, which would have ruled out the 73-year-old Museveni from running in the 2021 presidential election. Ladislaus Rwakafuzi, a lawyer for 6 legislators opposed to the amendment, says the group filed the appeal against the ruling on Tuesday because they were dissatisfied with the verdict and they didn't think the court evaluated the evidence properly. Rwakafuzi says grounds for an appeal stem from some lawmakers allegedly being bribed before the vote and that insufficient public consultations had been held. The Ugandan government has rejected those claims. Popular musician turned legislator Bobi Wine has been battling Museveni's administration and spoke out today in the U.S. Capitol.
I must go back home. Uganda is my home. I don't have another home. I'm Ugandan, and I'm going back home. Yeah. It is a habit for the Ugandan authorities to torture people and then outrightly come out and lie. Like I said, I'm not the first person to be tortured. We've seen people that have been brutalized even worse than I have been. You've seen the Muslim clerics that have been tortured. We've seen women that have been tortured. Even right now, we have people that are rotting in hospitals out of torture. And like I said, it's a privilege for me to be able to even access specialized treatment. And the least I can do is to speak out for those hundreds, if not thousands, of people that have been brutalized. I cannot continuously, like Bob said, subject myself to indignities. I cannot undress myself, but just a little that you can see of my body is probably signal to the torture that I went through.
One of our viewers, Paul Ndiho, attended Bobi Wine's briefing at the National Press Club here in Washington, D.C. today, and now joins me to tell us more about it. Hello, Paul.
Hello, yes, sir.
Now, it's good to have you with us. Now, Bobi kind of obviously was tortured, and he says he still wants to go back home. Did he talk about whether he's concerned really about his life? His life has been threatened in Uganda. Why would he want to be there?
You are right on the money. He talked about his life being at risk right now, but he said, look, at the end of the day, Uganda is my home. I have to go back. He has nothing to do here. That's what he said. And from what he said, he would like to go like yesterday because unfortunately he's still undergoing treatment. Until that treatment is done, that's when he can get on the flight back. But he's prepared to go all the way.
And about his family back home, is everybody safe?
As of today, one of his personal assistants, an assistant to the wife, a person who works with the wife, was kidnapped. That's according to Bobi Wine, and arrested by security forces. They don't know why they took that person, and other family members apparently have been rounded up in the lead up to this press conference.
Now, Bobi Wine says that's a ruthless kind of regime that tortures people. What does he think, from what he said, has to be done, has to happen in Uganda in order for things to change?
Well, he talked about a fundamental change, a change that doesn't just involve Bobi Wine, doesn't involve Kizza Besigye, doesn't involve all the other opposition leaders, but a combination of all young people in Uganda who want to see change take root in Uganda.
Now, he's an artist, and we do sometimes think of others in the past who have used that platform to kind of fight for social change. Who does he tend to mirror at this time?
That's a very good question, Vincent. I think he reminds me of a younger Hugh Masekela in South Africa, a younger Milia Makeba in South Africa during the apartheid era. He also reminds me of Fela Kuti in Nigeria. I'm not trying to elevate him to that level, but he has the potential to get there. Reason being that his music resonates with a lot of young people.
And very quickly, how popular would you say Bobi Wine is in Uganda?
Hugely, hugely popular.
Yeah.
And from what I've been reading or seeing, the more they try to attack him, the more they try to arrest him, it makes him even more popular.
Indeed, and that's why he is such a threat to the status quo. Paul, thank you very much for joining us and sharing this with us.
Thank you so much.